Hi friends, hi family, hi YouTube, how are you? I am just arriving home from a fruit and vegetable haul that I desperately needed because I'm trying to bring down my weight. I am concerned that if I keep eating the same foods over and over and buying takeaways repeatedly without exercise and all that, I will get too tired and maybe even I could get diabetes, but I most likely won't get diabetes because I already have low iron. So I'm already on iodine tablets. Well, I do have them. Sometimes I can substitute like vitamins and minerals and smoothies and elixirs with added vitamins and minerals, like high potency products that you can buy at the supermarket and at the health food stores, and then get like a natural consumption going. But if I cannot afford to make decisions because I'm prone to eating a lot of food, sometimes it's easier for me just to take the tablet. Because I have my stress levels can go up when I'm shopping for food, and I have to take things really slowly when I'm at the shop. If I don't already have a list. So I'm really happy right now. I also have, so thyroid and low iron, which I have tablets for. And I also have acne medication, which has pretty much cleared up the remainder of the damage from me alternating my diet too frequently and then like oversharing about it and then getting stressed out about like my body image. It's like too much. Your body can't actually handle really big changes all the time. So I find it's best to have like a consistent plan and listen to your family members. If there's a meal that you've always been eating since you were a baby, I would just say like always have those things available to you to consume no matter what. Because any dietary changes you do go through, you are going to need your favorite types of foods to maintain. It's pretty much to just disguise any transitions or changes that you go through. It's almost like you're taking yourself on a pretty steady journey throughout. And I think that no matter what kind of changes your body goes through from birth, it's always good to have something that is consistent in your well-being, even if it's just a tablet that you've always taken from the age 5. Or if you've always loved bananas, just make sure you always have a bunch of bananas somewhere. Or maybe you've always loved hot chocolate. You could always make sure that you always keep a packet of hot chocolate available in the cupboard. It's just things that you'll always love, that you know you're always going to use, and you'll always have, so that if you do go through any dietary changes, or you get sick, or you get depressed, or you even maybe you get pregnant and it's, a real shock to you, you still need to surround yourself with family members, and foods that you've always been able to consume easily and enjoyably without much stress. Because those are the things that's going to re-regulate you when you start to feel strange. So the best way to get through anything is to if you're doing something different or starting something new, or you start to feel strange, or you start to feel like you can't handle the people around you, then you basically feel overwhelmed by the population, then I think it's good if you have like a person with you, or if you don't have a person with you, then you still don't have a lot of like experience with people. I think even just like maybe you'll see someone you know, or maybe you'll see someone that looks like somebody you know and makes you feel a little bit more re-regulated. I would just say like, yeah, just try to notice things like that. Because sometimes we can actually like damage ourselves and put ourselves off temporarily. And so if you go out feeling like you're the worst person on the planet and you've made the worst terrible mistakes and everyone's shaming you and looking at you all the time, then you're going to have a really difficult time going to the supermarket. You're going to feel really desperate and really needy, and like nothing will ever fix you. You may even start to feel like really abusive. You may not know any of the thoughts that are actually going through your mind. You may not know how to manage, a long-term event. So that's fine. There's people out there that can like bring you back into your like true nature. But you've just got to trust that when an accident happens or a disaster happens, that you don't have to feel bad about it. You don't have to use that accident or that trauma to do anything to you. You just have to go and finish the same exact routine that you were doing before, and stay away from people who cannot cope. If they cannot cope, that's going to be really difficult, because I do remember I felt like when we had the earthquakes, we were just told that we could die and it would be really violent and that it would be really scary for everyone involved. Which is quite devastating, really. So it confuses everyone, really. But I would just say, like, just try to be really, like, brave. And, like, what was your favorite, best feeling that you've ever had or experienced in your life? I would just always remember that and highlight that. If you have a photograph of when you went to, I don't know, do you have a photograph of when you went to, like, I don't know, the Botanic Gardens, or a piece of artwork that you actually drew yourself? Just something that made you feel really, like, deeply happy. And then just always refer back to those chemicals, to that feeling that you have. And I reckon that is the best way to succeed through any disaster or even aging and stuff like that. Like, something that, like, you can do that's personally really powerful and nobody can destroy it. So you've just got to point out all the positive things as well. Because sometimes when we grow up, we realize that we have to meet people, we have to get jobs, we have to get ourselves into relationships with partners. And sometimes those people have different feelings about life. Sometimes those people are really, really different. And sometimes they make you feel worse. Sometimes they make you feel better. Sometimes they're not completely honest. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty rough knowing that there is all these wrong people out there. There definitely are lots of wrong people out there, and I think it's like a sick game almost that life has played on us. And I sort of think some people had illnesses from ages ago that are still affecting us today, you know, and still having children, and they already have sick jokes and illnesses, and it's really hard to get everyone operating and stuff. And so there's people that naturally like have to find different people to suit themselves, because let's be honest, and let's not try to make it a hateful thing. Let's try to make it a really healthy, positive thing that, like, I feel like I met you today, and even though... Anyway, I'm just going to go into the grocery haul right now. I didn't actually take any of my Woolworths bags, which would have been ideal because I had to purchase extra bags, and I knew that I didn't have to do that. But I could have got another can of tomatoes, but instead I bought more bags. So that one's a little bit on me for not really wanting to put any effort into. Okay, so I'm doing the grocery. I'm showing you guys what I bought in my grocery haul today. I was just looking at the floor. I had bags on the floor from Woolworths that I could have taken to the supermarket, but I forgot to grab them when I left, so I had to buy 2 new bags. I could have bought a can of tomatoes, but instead I had to buy 2 bags because I couldn't be bothered thinking. I'm really tired and I'm really lazy, and that's just what happens to me. So I'm just going to go through the list. Don't worry, I'm totally fine. But anyway, hopefully something they say is of some use to me. It won't be of any use to anybody else. Okay, so like Sprite, I had to get this because I really needed something that was clear, because I've been drinking a lot of Coca-Cola lately and I just needed a break. There's a lot of thinking going on in the supermarkets. That's why I get tired. So much thinking involved. It's like a full-time job. Berry Bonanza. 3 wild berry and apples. 2 raspberry coconut and less sugar, which is great. I don't know why it states it in that way. 2 vanilla berry. Oh, anyway, I'm really keen to try the porridge because there's 1, 2, 3. There's 7 packets. It says it right there. I don't know why I'm trying to get the information myself, and the information is already right there. It's like, you know, when you're a kid and you're like having fun and you're like really relaxed and you're quite a lazy person at that age and you just want to stay in that world forever, eh? But like, you don't have to, because everything's basically done for us. We can just be really lazy. And I got my cat some canned food because I've already overfed her because she's been really hungry lately, so I decided to just like feed her a bit more than I usually do, and she's actually really happy at the moment, so I'm glad I did that. So I got some cheap apples that were on sale, so I'm really glad I spotted those around the corner, because I was starting to think, uh-oh, I'm spending too much money. I hope there's some more sales. And as soon as I put the apples in my cart, I went round the corner and they had these ones even cheaper, so I put the other ones back and bought these. And then I've also bought myself 3 avocados because I really want to make guacamole. I've got some limes in that bucket there that I bought last week, so I can make some guacamole because I ate the last packet of guacamole. I don't know where I was, but my phone cut out. I'm sorry about that. I got a bag of mandarins, which I found on the end of an aisle, which was cheaper than what I was going to buy. So I'm really, really relieved that my budget is working. One really, really naughty thing I didn't need to buy was the salted caramel lattes. So I might as well just get everything out. So I got 3 avocados, a bag of mandarins, salted caramel jarrah latte, a bag of apples, cat food, a box of oats, some Sprite, a bag of chips, sour cream and chives, and then salt and vinegar. Just the budget ones, because I don't think it's worth me spending too much on those right now, considering I'm on a diet. Tasty salsa chips, and some garlic, and a red onion. So like, I'm saved, I'm good for the week. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to chop up all the avocados. I'm going to put some garlic and some red pepper, and I'm going to use the limes from over there, and I'm going to make some guacamole, and I'm just going to sit down and I'm just going to have some chips, and I'm going to have some jarrah. I'm just going to keep my diet going and realize every day that I've lost about a kg or 2. I've already lost about 2 kg. I'm hoping if I get back on the scales today, it hasn't gone back up, because so far I'm doing really well. And that's the haul that I bought today. And there'll be more groceries coming on the next week, because I've stocked up my lentils, my tomatoes. I've got some kumara, some parsnips. I was going to say turnips. They're parsnips. And I've got a bag of potatoes. Got some juice. I've got some a food kit if I need. I've got some curry paste if I need. I've got more oats in the back if I need. I've got plenty of pizza paste and pasta and rice risotto if I need it. I have plenty of rice if I need it. I have plenty of flour if I need it. One thing I couldn't find was a nice juicy bag. I've got tofu there that I need to use, and I got a 3 litre of milk today too. But yeah, I need to find a massive bag of frozen veggies, so I can have steamed veggies whenever I get hungry if I want macaroni and cheese, because I've still got quite a bit of macaroni and cheese available in the freezer. So I just need steamed veggies with that one. Nothing else. So yeah, I'm pretty happy. Got plenty of herbal tea still in the cupboard, so I'm pretty good. It's just me, so I've got plenty of food. Got plenty of like herbs and spices and vinegars and baking products, but right now I don't really need anything other than fruit and vegetables. I've managed to get through the peanut butter quite sufficiently. I've got half left, and that was like a really, really rare sale on peanut butter. That was the really expensive organic peanut butter too, so I was really lucky to get that peanut butter. We'll see what other interesting things I can find at the supermarket. And yeah, I really need to pick up some courgettes because I was going to do, I'm hoping to do spiralized courgettes so I can make like a spaghetti with tomato sauce and have that as a dinner, because I can go really extremely plant-based if I want to, now that I'm like sort of on top of everything, and I can manage like the skin irritation, I can manage any like emotional upsets and stuff if I do choose to lose weight via veganism. But anyway, whether I do mostly vegan, that's fine, but I'll still be eating dairy products now and again. Every time I start to feel like crap, I'm just going to be really brutally honest with myself and say, well, you know, maybe it's time to just like eat a little bit more fruit and go for a walk. And then you can have a donut. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I really want to have a donut, I can just, yeah, I can just do that. But I'm just going to go make some guacamole and some hot drinks and eat some fruit and, yeah, put away the groceries. I'm trying to make sure I stock up the pantry, and the pantry becomes like really, really, really like overloaded with food so that I can just have a break and I don't have to buy anything for like a really long time. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just going to try to get like, I'm going to try to stock up like 3 months worth of food, so that it can just like, once I lose the 20 kg, I can just like alter my diet again to incorporate regular food items. And that way I can do it really slowly, and I know exactly what's happening, and I know that I can stay at the same weight basically throughout the rest of my life. So that's what I'm planning to do, is just give myself a really, really, really honest diet. And I'm just going to do it with my own intuition and my own experience. And it's going to take it really slowly and go back to the weight that I always was before I went vegan, which was something like 65 kg. So I don't know whether I'll choose to be 65 kg or I'll choose to be a little bit bigger, or maybe I'll even try to be less. But I feel like being between 65 and 70 kg is going to be fine for me. So I really only have about 20 kgs to lose, but it's not about the weight. It's about the way that I'm eating, and it's about like how I behave around food. And it's just about like social media, and about like popularity, and yeah, it has a lot to do with a mix of things. But now I feel like I've got a little bit more confidence as an adult. I feel like I'm not overly killing myself with depression and strenuous workloads as well, to the point where I feel like socially intimidated to go and eat McDonald's. Like, I was experiencing a lot of workplace bullying and abuse. I couldn't make sense of anything, and now I've just had to completely stop and put the brakes on completely and think every thought through, and just like what's going to heal everything for me right now is going back through my diet, backtracking through my diet intentionally, and then being really intentional when I get to the weight that I want to get to. And also just remembering what I like really enjoyed as a child as well. Just incorporate my like inner child sort of stuff. If you want to call it inner child, whatever, just remember what I really loved, and like just try not to forget, like because that'll be what like helps me out the most, is treating myself kindly like when I was a child, you know, like when everything was done for me and given to me, as opposed to when it's not. So if that makes sense, there's ever a memory or a feeling that you wish you could go back to because life has gotten over the top for everyone, then you totally would understand what you need to do. Like, and just using a simple diet to recover that process is a really good way to disguise literally everything. You can just say, look, I'm on a really bitchin' diet right now, so like I'm really sorry if I start to get moody. It's just that I'm on a really bitchin' diet right now, so hopefully it's not going to bother anyone too much. Yeah, anyway, take care, bye.